Hello, this is Dave, and welcome to Equities Story. I'm with the one and only Mr. Wolf, and this is just general share advice and not personal advice. So, Wolfie, again, interesting price action last night, and look at the Nasdaq. It's sitting
as expected, because remember we had that Snap. Yeah.
I mean, luckily it came back. It's sitting on the wall.
It's on the precipice of disaster.
So anyway, it needs to hold that level. Otherwise, again, I think more weakness. It was interesting. I was reading an article by the guy, the guy that they did the movie on The Big Short. Was it called The Big Short?
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah. He was the one that picked it. He shorted the 2008.
Right. Yeah.
So they asked him what he thought about the market at the moment. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And he said, it's like watching a plane fall out of the sky, slowly crashing.
Mm-hmm.
which I know exactly how he feels. It feels like that if you're in America, right? Luckily, we're the lucky country. A lot of our stories are holding up quite well. So, but I mean, if in America, it feels like that. There's so many issues. This plane just.
Yeah, look, that's what happens when you're tech heavy and tech's getting smashed. It reflects on the stock market. So yeah, it looks like there's more pain to come.
Anyway, it's important we said that, because I thought we sounded too happy this morning, and we can't be. We've got to get ourselves back into a bear mindset, haven't we, Wolf?
Well, no, you can. I'm going to be positive, because I'm going to talk about a couple of stories that maybe looks like a nibble.
All right, go on then. Let's have a look, and we're going to start with CGF.
Yes.
So we're trending this one at the moment. I like it. There's a bit of selling pressure today, Wolf.
Yeah.
To do with some shares just come on. Some shares have just come online at the today.
Yeah, that's right. So look, nothing untoward. It's I think from the announcement is capital notes mandatory conversion notice. So they've converted some cap notes into shares, ordinary shares, which maybe means there's a little bit of share price pressure. But a really interesting article today in a paper talking about UBS being extremely hot on CGF. And I'll just read you a couple of things out of there, right? So it's UBS upgrades challenge to buy. That's the one thing. So it basically says that the market has not priced in the benefits the challenger will enjoy amid rising interest rates, and has upgraded Australia's largest annuity provider to buy. And the reason they say is that in a rising interest rate environments, they've got a lot of levers they can pull to improve margins and have better sales. So they should be a big beneficiary out of high interest rates. So for me, still intact as a trade. And in fact, today's looks like almost like a little bonus opportunity to get in at a little bit lower price, 7.13 or something like that.
Excellent. So a little bit of a sell-off CGF, a little bonus, get in. The story looks very, very good.
Yeah.
Wolfie, Worley, sort of obviously a bit of a war stock, and moving up absolutely beautifully. Looks like it's on the way to $16. What's going on here? A few contract wins.
Yeah, a couple today. So they've actually been coming up with some decent ones over the last month or so, right? Really well positioned. It looks like they're really on the up now. Remember how they had a pretty checkered performance over the last couple of years, but last 6 months they're turning around. And I know obviously the oil and gas prices have definitely helped them out, no doubt about that. But it is a longer term story again. It's a one it's paused in two different sectors: the oil and gas and the renewables, or looking at the climate change sector. So I like it from that point of view, and it's still not too expensive. It's on the up. It's looking pretty good for me. So I'm happy to, if you're not in it, maybe wait through the week and see how it goes. But maybe there's another opportunity to get into it.
Brilliant. Thanks, Wolfie. Suncorp, little announcement today, but doing quite nicely in a tough market as a hot stock. So you'd be holding that price action. Looks pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
ALQ, Wolf, a strong story.
Yep.
And again, pretty positive announcement. Can you tell us a little bit more on the announcement? Just, we're looking at this and thinking, fundamentally it's a hold. Technically, depends. Technically, short term it's a sell, but long term technically it's a hold, Wolf. So, how would you be playing this one?
Again, I'm caught in two minds, of course. Your dark arts saying maybe it's time to find something else. And, from that point of view, I understand it. From a fundamental point of view, the results are good. It's in a good space, again, supporting the life sciences and the mining industry with all the assays. And they've said that both businesses are going very, very well. And FY23 started pretty well too. So you've got a good set of results and outlook. So I'm happy with that. The only issue, and maybe that's the reason why the chart looks like it is, it's trading on 32 times. And even though they've come up with a 42% increase to NPAT, and I think about 15 or something odds statutory NPAT increase, it's just not enough. I mean, it's trading on 32. It's probably needs to trade around 20 for the market to be okay with it. So maybe that's the reason why it's sort of weakish. But I like the story right now, but there's opposing force where the market's saying, well, it's just maybe too expensive in this market right now. So maybe just use the monthly or something and say to yourself, okay, if it gets below that 1165, you're out.
Yeah, I mean,
it's a tough one. It's a tough one because it's a really good story. So what do you do with it?
You can. I mean, last month, a few months back, it actually bounced back after having a tough month.
Yeah.
Listen, I think if you've got a long-term view, you're a hold, aren't you?
You'd think. But again, you just don't know how the market wants to take this, whether they're happy with the results or they're thinking, it's too expensive. We need to just lower it down maybe to $10.
Well, CGC.
Yep.
You went through all 30 pages.
Yeah.
And I think at the end,
the last page is what you're
I think they said they're confirming guidance, which is good.
Which is absolutely good because normally they downgrade the guidance. So in this case, it's a good thing. So yeah, it's holding up pretty well.
But it's not a buy, unfortunately. We like it. It's food. So if we can trade it or trend it, we will. But it's just not giving us an opportunity at the moment.
No.
Wolf, last night we did Ask the Analyst Live, and again, a lot of fun. But there's 4 stocks that you're going to have a look at it, and you've done that this morning. So thank you very much. And the first one is C79. It's a new stock to the market.
Yep.
Obviously a good chart. So something is being liked about this company. Wolf, what's the story?
Well, it's a new technology, I suppose, helping the mining industry, assaying and so on. So any new technology that's actually being used by the big boys, and I think one of the big gold mines, Barrick, I think is starting to really embrace it. It's a good thing. I mean, over 100 million in revenues, 500 million in revenues and growing. You've got to sit up and notice, right? I like it. The fact is, you've got only 4 weeks of performance on the market. It's not easy to sort of grab where you think it's going to trade at, but you've got to like the technology here, and you've got to like what they've come up with, and maybe it will be embraced by the whole industry. And if it does that, Dave, this could be a really good story for the future.
Yeah, no, definitely. So technically, I can't buy this. It's just too soon for me, Wolf. I've got enough feelers. If you were going to buy it, I mean, if you were going to buy it, you'd have to buy it off the daily with a really tight stop, and I still wouldn't buy it, Wolf, because it's just it's going. You know what these stories are like when they just list? They just go. They can be up and down, can't they?
Yeah, that's right. I think you just got to let it settle, see where it settles, and then we look at it again. But like I said, the technology is for gold, right? I think they're talking about faster, more accurate gold analysis. If you can help a company achieve that, I think they'll definitely embrace it.
Well, SYA, it's in a trading halt, raising a little bit of money.
Yep.
We're pretty negative on the sort of price action last night.
Yep.
What's happening here?
We had a brief look yesterday through that PFS, right, the pre-feasibility study. When you look through briefly, you might miss some stuff. And I think I did miss a couple of things in there. I mean, I looked at the costs. That, you know, that probably was a little bit high for me, costs wise. We looked at the pricing. The only thing I couldn't find is the actual price that they used for the PFS, what they're going to achieve price wise. And when you look at it, you know, this is the thing. It's very difficult to grab this information from websites because it's paid websites. You normally have to get through to get the actual accurate type stuff, daily stuff. So from what I've read, and I went through that PFS, I suppose they're using what one of those experts that comes up with his forecasts says, right? So overall, I think what the market was disappointed about is the expectations were much higher than it is. So if you look at the Sayona, it's first of all, it's got a 75-25, I think, split between themselves and Piedmont, right? They've got the project here.
Yeah.
NPV of about $1 billion. So that leaves them to about what, 750 million for themselves. And I think the expectations were that this is going to be much higher NPV than they come up with. What is the market cap at the moment with Sayona? Let's have a quick look as well. That might give us a bit more of an idea. Because remember, we're talking about this. These companies are trading on 2 billion, 3 billion, 4 billion market cap. So you expect these huge NPVs of, you know, billions and billions of dollars.
It's 1.5 billion.
Okay. NPV of what? 750 million. There's a little bit of disappointment right there. There you go. So you need to, I think they need to come up with something a bit more exciting for the investors out there. I think most investors that are in these sort of stocks, the lithium stocks, they expect these billion dollar NPVs, and it's just what didn't quite deliver on that side.
So just stay away from it.
Yeah, for the moment. And plus they're raising cash. I think they've gone into a trading hold.
Now, Gal is obviously gone crazy through the roof, and a lot of people are asking you about this. And I'm just having a look. They're in a trading hold, I presume, a capital raise.
No, they actually in for
material drill assay results.
Yes, that's right. They're in for their drill results, which is interesting. Look, I'll tell you one thing, because there was a question yesterday. You know, there's a couple of Pod and Gal that are in looking at the platinum group metals, right? Which is better? Which one would you be investing into? And I look at both of them. Pod is okay. You know, its drill results are decent. Nothing spectacular like CHN, but it's decent. But then I had a look at Gal, and what caught my attention was the fact that when I looked at the results, they were getting better and better, right? And if you look at one of the presentations from, I think yesterday or the day before, you can see why. There's a seal that they're following, right? So a seal is, I think it's like an intrusion that was, I think, a lava that thrown through horizontally.
I can bring it over, Wolf. So
yeah, go on. So show everyone what it looks like, because that's the interesting bit. There you go. That's the one, right? So that is the ultramafic seal, and it's a horizontal type deposit by the looks of things. And they've got this assays pending there. And you can see the further they go along, the better it gets. So that's the excitement right there. So they had a previous 27 meters at 0.5, 0.12 copper and nickel. And Pod doesn't have any copper or nickel. So this guy's got extra bits as well. So for me, I'm super interested to see what they come up with this target zone and what this assay results are. They've just got in a trading hold, so there must be something decent, right? So I'm watching this one with interest, and let's see what they come up with over the next couple of days. This could be good.
Now, and how deep are these, Wolf?
100 meters odd. So
you could open mine this.
Yeah, you can open mine it. You can just drill down, and then the beauty, Dave, you just go sideways. You don't have to go down. You just go side. However, how long it goes for. You know, some of these seals go for kilometers.
So how would this compare to Chalice type of
different?
deposit?
Again, very different. They're all very different because it depends on the composition of the platinum group metals, like palladium, platinum, gold, silver, all those sort of things, right? And they're all different concentrations of those metals. So
is Chalice 100 meters deep, or is it shallower?
Yeah, look, I think Chalice goes from pretty much surface a lot of the time, right? And goes quite deep. So again, very extensive for Chalice. This is, again, very different. Chalice does have a lot of nickel as well. So there's a bit of nickel here, so, and copper. So maybe that's something also quite interesting for Gal. So definitely one to watch. I tell you what, this could be the next big one.
So let's Right. What's the code for chalice? What's your memory like?
CHN.
CHN.
Excellent, Dave. Is your answer.
Right. So
There you go. Right. So yeah, exactly. So could we see something similar? Maybe, depending on this next lot of results, I reckon. There you go.
just take profits if you're in it. Maybe wants to be selling, they'll be going to the new one. So let's have a look at this. What are you looking for? So this announcement could come out in the middle of the day.
Yep. Tomorrow or the next day. Yep. Or even today. You just never know.
Precisely. So what would you be looking for in that announcement? Because we've got to be very careful, Wolf, because you read these announcements and they make bad announcements sound good, don't they, today? So
one thing we're pretty confident of is the depth, right? It's fairly, you can see, pretty horizontal. So it's going to be within 200 meters, which is good. So we don't have to worry about it. What we're looking for is the width of the intercept. So we're looking at 20, 30, 40 meters type of stuff intercepts. And then we're looking for, just bring that chart up again, if you can, please.
Yeah, sure.
We're looking for the composition, of course, of the results. So I think the main one in there was palladium, if I'm correct. If you just bring it up, we'll have a quick look at it again.
Sorry,
we're gonna see basically if we can improve on the previous results. I mean, that's the key here. Improvement. We need to see improvement on the previous results. And the one I'm talking about is the 27 meters, I think, at 2 something. Have you still got it?
No, I put it away somewhere, Wolf.
All right, let me have a quick look so I can quickly just say it because it is important. Because he asked the question, so we need to answer it now. Let me have a look. Where is it? And I have it here myself, and I've lost it myself. Hang on a second. All right, here we go. So, whoops. Come on, where is it? Here we go. Okay, so I've got a result of 33 meters at 2 grams per ton, 3, which is the platinum group metals, right? Which equates to palladium, platinum, and gold. So we want to see better results than that. We want to see maybe, I don't know, 20 something meters at 2.5, 2.6, 2.73, something like that. I'm not sure whether these essay pending results will be as good. Hopefully they are, or something maybe worse, but it looks like it's getting increasing sulfide, it says, right, towards the right-hand side. So the further they go to the right, the better the result should get from the interpretation, what they're talking about here.
So this is the biggest one they had, 33 meters at 2.
Correct.
Obviously, so you'll be looking for something larger than this.
Well, when you look at what's happening, how they're interpreting it, it's getting better towards the right-hand side. Maybe not as good, but at least you are expecting some continuity, right? We're looking at, see the previous one, the MTRC 096, which is right next door to the NRC 264. It should come up with something similar, right? The 27 meters at 0.58, 0.12, 0.13, 0.18. So we're expecting something similar. Then we're expecting an increase on that NRC 264 at 265. We're expecting a little bit better results. Maybe, I don't know, 30 meters at 0.7, 0.8, 0.2 or something like that. If you know, it should progressively get better. If this is what they are telling us here in this diagram.
Wolf, I'm not trying to be clever here, right?
Yeah.
But this big target zone. Why didn't they just drill that first? So I mean, I'm not saying.
Because look, I'll tell you why. One thing, I think they were just following this ultramafic sill, and they saw the increases once they were drilling it, and then they thought, okay, well, if it's going to the right, then the next target we should drill is the target zone. So they were drilling along the previous results that they had, and following that. So I think it's just interpreting and thinking to yourself, we've just drilled these, but it looks like they're getting better towards the right-hand side. So maybe as excuse is that will be the next drilling load, which is going to the target zone.
Because they've also made that target zone really big. Do they? Sorry, I'm not being.
A lot of marketing in there for sure as well. Yes.
Because it could be a little target zone, right?
Yeah, it could be. It could, Dave. It theoretically could actually narrow. I mean, we don't know.
Yeah, it could go. It could be.
Yeah.
Could disappear.
Yeah, it could go back to 20 meters and then 15 or 10, right? We just don't know, but they are obviously putting this out as something magnificent.
Listen, you've got to give them imagination. That's a great map.
Yeah,
I'm buying that big target zone. I'm all excited.
Yeah, I know. So look, that's what we're looking for, an improvement. And, you know, again, cheeky, because they drilled it next to the other hole very, very closely, that MTR 096 and NRC 264, they are, you know, almost like, what, 10 meters away, something like that. So it should be fairly consistent with the previous drill hole, but then the next one along should give you a bit more indication.
Okay, so isn't this a case of them playing it safe?
Yeah,
getting the share price higher. Then they do the capital raise.
Yeah. Dave, I love your cynicism. It's brilliant, and it's exactly apt for this. Yes.
Yeah, and then they do the raise.
Yes.
Then maybe we buy it in the raise.
Yeah, absolutely. But just watch. I mean, that's the thing. Just watch it. Then, Dave, the beauty thing about it is they raise the cash, like you said, drill the target zone. Nothing comes up, but they've raised the cash.
Right. and they've got a job for the next few years.
Yeah, that's right. But look, it looks interesting anyway from the first look. You just need to see and how ridiculous it is. See how they've been drilling previous holes, the vertical ones. They were just hitting on top of the rock, the top fresh rock, but no one's actually drilled underneath, right? You can see the little drill holes going down and ending about 50 meters down, but no one's actually drilled before. So this is the beauty about exploration results. You can be very close to something, but never hitting it. You could be a meter away from something big.
You know what? Let's hope, because if they can get some big hits, this could be a great mine, Wolf, and a lot of jobs out of this.
Yeah, look, absolutely.
So we're obviously hoping it works for the company, but at the moment we just got to be we've got to pick our right time to buy it.
And we've got to be cautious. And of course, you know, we're talking about CHN. It's not going to be like CHN, but it is interesting to see what CHN's done if they can deliver more goods. And you know, it's way too early. Let's see what these next two drill holes are like, and then hopefully they'll target the target zone and see what they come up with then.
Yeah. I mean, the market cap's 150 at the moment. You could see that going higher, obviously.
As long as they deliver, yes.
Yeah. And now Pod.
Yes. Well, I just talked about Pod. I had a look at it. You know, it was good. It was consistent, but I for an excitement point of view, I think I want to see them drill this target zone.
All right. Well, from that point of view, I think you've gone through all the stocks you want to have a look at.
One more. GGE. Sorry, I know you.
Oh yeah, thank you very much for that. Yeah,
the Hillier one. Oh, look, definitely not my cup of tea. You know, it's in America, US, which is incredibly competitive. They really don't have anything at the moment except imaginary figures. And when I say imaginary, you know, it's the contingent type stuff. When they come up with BCFs, they have to drill it to actually confirm they've got anything. So for me, it is imaginary type stuff. They're hoping that there's going to be some helium underneath there. Yeah, look, it's way too early.
A risky punt.
Absolutely.
So just a trending stock. So play by the trend below 36 by the end of the week, you get out of it. And Wolf, but it's amazing. Imaginary companies can look at BRN. It's all imaginary.
Yeah, but the thing is, it's a good story. You know, it's the right space. It catches the imagination of people. You know, and one day you hope that it actually fulfills its promise.
Yeah, well, it's amazing, isn't it?
It usually never does.
Fear and greed. Wolf, we get off. I haven't been putting too many, obviously, in this market American trends out at the moment. There are two stories that I thought I'd mention, which it's not all doom and gloom. So if you look at Merck hitting record highs, so there is a stock absolutely flying, and another one is Bristol Myers BMY. So maybe get those two stocks on your watch list. See if they have a bit of a retracement. Maybe worth having a look at.
Is this to do with the flu and maybe some pills for COVID?
Maybe, but you know what? At least it's not all doom and gloom out there, Wolf. That's amazing.
There are some stuff still trending. I agree.
On that note, Wolfie, thank you very much, and have a wonderful rest of your day.
Yeah, and just before you go, when you see BHP down by 9%, don't stress too much. It's going ex-div, and maybe there's an opportunity for a little nibble if you've got the long-term view on it.
Thanks, Wolf. Thank you. Bye bye.